What's up, everybody? Farrell's here to talk about user catching in College Football 25. In today's video, we'll discuss how you can user catch, the three different types of user catches, and whether it's an effective strategy to win more games. Additionally, we'll get into why you need this in your back pocket no matter what. The first tip is to make sure you have a big receiver. We've been using Arizona, they've got McMillan, but also there's Nick Harbor on South Carolina. He's got 99 speed, 98 jump, and both of these players are 6'5". You need a big guy to be able to go up and get the football. Number two, the pass type. I personally play with the placement setting on. You can throw L1 high point throws, ensuring you've got a big target for you to cut off and jump up to get the football. I've also been using the back shoulder L2 button to put the ball short on a lob. This gives the receiver time to come back to it and can help you avoid defenders clicking on and getting into a catch tackle with you. More on that later. Tip number three, you need a formation that either blocks a tight end or a halfback. If you're going to be throwing on these routes, it's only worth it if you're going to get big chunks of yardage, as there's a good chance the ball can get knocked out. So what you're going to do is either block your halfback or your tight end, or use the max protect to keep everybody in, to get time to throw downfield. For tip number four, let's talk about how to actually click on and throw that football. You're going to use a bullet pass about 80% of the way, even though you're throwing it downfield. From there, you're going to click on, hold down the left stick, pull your guy back towards the line of scrimmage, and you're going to hold down triangle while you're doing that. He'll jump up and get the animation. You want him to be square to the quarterback, lined right up, looking straight back at him. You'll go up and get the football. The last tip is to not overdo user catching in this game. I've tried three different types of user catches, which we'll get to. At the end of the day, if you can simply hold down square to rack catch and stay in stride without interacting with the defender, you should do that all day. If there's any risk, or if it's a third down, hold X to do a protective catch and go down to avoid getting hit, especially if you're throwing more so over the middle. Don't just user catch because it looks awesome and it's fun. Use it in big situations. So those are 5 tips to ensure your user catches are successful. In the next part of this video, we'll discuss the 3 different types of user catches. Before that, if you're new to the game, you should be clicking onto your receiver about 90% of the time to just catch the ball. Click on, use square for a rack, triangle for an aggressive catch, or X to get the ball and go down to the ground. Do this, get confident with it. You can steer with the left stick. You'll get yourself a little bit better positioned. You can kind of cut the ball off a little bit. 90% of the time, go and do this. You're not talking about the big time user catch, but just clicking on as your receiver playing the game. Do this 90% of the time. Now for 3 different types of user catches. Number 1, a click on deep downfield on a streak route. I started labbing this because McMillan has the 50-50 ability, where if he actually gets in the defender one-on-one, his ability will let him hold on to the football. So I'm like, hey, what if I just start throwing to this receiver in one-on-one coverage on purpose because I have this ability to hang on to the football, and it looks cool. I wanted this to be like a cool new way to play, so 10 times a game I said, you know what, I'm just going to throw a streak to a covered guy, click on, try and move him inside. Very similar back to like Madden 17, hold triangle, go up, try and get a nice catch. Over the head animation, make sure the defender was actually interacting with me and see if this ability would take over. I'm a Madden 10 guy. I like to turn my receiver around, spin him around, bring him back to the ball, and cut it off. This isn't necessarily that, but I wanted to see if, hey, I have this platinum ability. Like, can I get the defender to interact with me and win this matchup? Because what was happening was I was, catching him, but the ball was getting knocked out quite a bit. So is there anything I could do to kind of counter that? Or should I, see what I can do? But I ended up not having much luck with my receiver on this route, so I had to change it up. The second type of catch is using a route like this one from Corner Strike. You'll be able to use this route to pull your guy back down towards the quarterback. You kind of have to have a route that gets flat at some point, and so when you click on, he's already lost his momentum, and he's kind of already turning back towards the line of scrimmage. So that way when you click on and turn him, he'll go straight up for the football. But if you're cooking man, remember, just rack or sideline catch, but this is a pretty fun one to use. Now those go towards the outside, but there's also this Z-spot route if you want to throw it across the middle. These are all routes you can kind of turn around, The original one that I fell in love with was a post corner in Madden 10 with Antonio Gates. You're only throwing this thing for like 8 yards, so is it really worth the risk? Probably not. I mean, it's fun, it looks cool, but is it worth the risk? I don't think so. As I've been labbing this video and trying to figure out the best way to user catch, the third and final type I think is my favorite. I'm still going over it, but I actually have been using L2 more than L1. Now L1, they do a good job, making high point throws. They can be inaccurate, they can be intercepted, and they leave your receiver susceptible to a hit. But L2, I can actually lob the ball more. So only about 20% power, use L2, kind of shorten the throw. Make it a short throw that kind of pops up a little bit. This is going to give you more time with the lob to pull your guy back down, almost like a back shoulder throw, and hopefully give you more time to get downfield. Now this is the way I've been doing it recently. I've got to lab this a whole lot more, but as I'm making this video, this does seem to be the best way to user catch downfield right now. If you're new to the game, you need to add this to your arsenal. Even if it's not the most effective strategy right now, it's a skill that can pay off in the right situation. This is going to give you a chance, depending on which team you use, which ratings change, which abilities get updated. This is a good way just to go up, click on, get the ball. Like I said, you should be clicking on to almost every catch, and you should be trying to user catch when appropriate. How can you get better at it? Well, you need to do 100 reps before bed every night. That's right. Throw 100 streaks, click on, get inside. Throw 100 corner routes, click on, cut it back. Throw 100 corners in front of that deep third safety, click on, bring them in, try and make plays. You do those 100 before bed every night, your stick skill, clicking on, making plays, it's going to get so much better. You're going to be less scared to click on to catches, make a mistake. I think a lot of people don't click on because they think that they're going to make a mistake and the ball's going to get intercepted. So you'll get over that fear pretty quickly. You need to have this in your bag because on a 3rd and 20, when you need to bail yourself out, yeah, you might be able to use playmakers up the field or smart routes, but at the end of the half, when you need to click on, try and do just what you can. Now, you might have a 1% chance at completing a pass at the end of the half, but now, if you click on, maybe you get a 5% chance you can click on and do some magic. It's worth it to have this as one of your skills. That's it for today. Hopefully these examples help you. This was a tough one for me because I started thinking I can just show some fancy catches and have it work out, but really, it's pretty balanced, and even though it looks good and it's super fun, it's probably not the best way to play right now, but you should still practice it and just know when to use it. Keep seeing if it's something you can use, get those yards downfield. That's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.